Have you ever wondered if everything around you, your life, your memories, even the stars in the sky, could be part of an advanced simulation? This isn't just a sci-fi fantasy. It's a real hypothesis proposed by some of today's leading scientists and thinkers. They argue that our universe might not be as real as it appears, and that we could, in fact, be living inside an artificial, galaxy-sized simulation. In this episode, we're diving into the mind-bending theory of the simulated universe, exploring groundbreaking science, cosmic mysteries, and philosophical questions that could change everything we know about reality. Stick around to the end, because we'll be sharing an extraordinary revelation about our universe that you won't want to miss. Let's start by breaking down the simulation theory itself. Imagine a world that looks, sounds, and feels just like ours, but is, in reality, a highly advanced digital simulation. Philosopher Nick Bostrom put forward this idea in 2003 with his famous simulation argument. He proposed that if advanced civilizations exist and have immense computing power, they could run lifelike simulations of entire universes, including intelligent beings. Think of it as an extremely sophisticated video game, but on a scale we can barely comprehend. According to Bostrom, there are three possibilities. 1. Advanced civilizations never reach a technological level that allows them to create realistic simulations. 2. They do reach that level, but decide not to create simulations for moral or ethical reasons. Or 3. They create many simulations, and we are living in one of them. If the third option is true, it means that the universe we know might be nothing more than an elaborate digital environment created by beings far more advanced than we are. But what does it mean to live in a galaxy that's simulated? Well, every atom, planet, and star we see might be nothing more than code, following programmed rules that we interpret as the laws of physics. We're not just talking about Earth being simulated, but entire galaxies, down to every particle and photon within them. So, if our entire galaxy, or even the entire observable universe, is a simulation, what would it actually look like? To understand this, imagine an incredibly powerful computer, capable of generating vast cosmic structures. This machine would simulate everything from galaxies and black holes to the light from distant stars. Everything in our universe would be the result of complex coding, designed to mimic the behavior of particles and forces in a natural universe. In this simulated world, planets would orbit stars just as they do in reality. Galaxies would cluster in patterns, and life would evolve under simulated natural conditions. All of this would happen without us ever realizing it's not real. Our bodies, the air we breathe, the stars we gaze at, all might be part of this simulated world. What's fascinating here is that such a simulation would need to be so advanced that we would perceive it as completely seamless, with no glitches or signs of artificiality. Or would we? Now, let's discuss some of the scientific theories and phenomena that might actually support this mind-bending idea. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence comes from quantum mechanics, the branch of physics that studies the smallest particles in the universe. In quantum mechanics, particles like electrons don't have definite locations until we observe them. Instead, they exist in a state of probability, almost as if they're waiting for us to look at them before they decide where they are. Some scientists argue that this is similar to how objects in a video game don't need to be rendered until the player's perspective requires them to be. Another phenomenon that raises questions is the fine-tuning of physical constants in our universe. For life as we know it to exist, certain conditions must be perfectly balanced. The force of gravity, the charge of electrons, the speed of light, all these constants appear to be fine-tuned in a way that allows life to thrive. If even one of these constants were slightly off, stars couldn't form, planets wouldn't exist, and life would be impossible. It's almost as if someone or something adjusted the settings to make life possible, like a programmer setting the parameters of a simulation. And here's another mystery: cosmic rays. Some scientists speculate that if we lived in a simulation, there might be detectable glitches or irregularities. In 2012, physicists found strange patterns in cosmic rays, patterns that didn't fit conventional explanations. Although it's far from conclusive, this anomaly has been proposed as a potential artifact of our universe's digital origins. If our universe is a simulation, could these cosmic rays be the result of processing limitations or even evidence of our artificial nature? If we are living in a galaxy-sized simulation, who or what might be responsible for creating it? Are we the product of a highly advanced civilization conducting scientific research or running an experiment? Or are we part of a simulated reality created purely for entertainment, much like a galactic version of a video game? This question raises profound ethical and philosophical issues. If we are in a simulation, do our actions have any real consequences beyond this artificial world? What about concepts like free will and consciousness? Are we truly autonomous beings, or are our thoughts and actions guided by a coded set of rules we aren't even aware of? And if this simulation were to end or be shut down, would we simply cease to exist? Perhaps the most troubling question is, are there multiple simulations? And if so, how would we know if we're in the original universe or just one of many copies? Some thinkers argue that if simulations are being run, they could be infinite in number, creating a simulation within a simulation scenario, where each simulated civilization goes on to create its own simulations. One of the biggest challenges in accepting simulation theory is that we may never be able to prove it. Any evidence we find within the simulation could be part of the simulation itself. However, some scientists are working on creative ways to detect signs that we might be living in a simulation. One theory suggests that if we are in a simulation, there might be limits to the smallest possible measurement in our universe, like a pixel size. This is similar to how digital images have individual pixels, and there is a minimum size beyond which you can't get more detail. If we could find a fundamental resolution to reality, the smallest unit that can't be divided further, it might hint that we're living in a coded environment. Others propose that we might look for irregularities in physical laws that could indicate processing limitations, like the cosmic ray patterns we mentioned earlier. However, as technology advances, we may find more sophisticated ways to test simulation theory directly. This idea that we might be living in a galaxy simulation is as fascinating as it is unsettling. What if our entire reality, our universe, our galaxy, even our lives, are all part of a grand design created by beings we'll never meet? As technology progresses, will we ever uncover the truth? Or is the nature of our reality forever hidden from us? Join us in the next episode, where we dive deeper into the mysteries of our universe and explore other groundbreaking ideas that could redefine everything we know. And if this episode left you questioning reality, let us know in the comments what mysteries of the universe you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time as we continue our journey through the cosmos.